Hey, Sherry.
Hey, Tony, you got a mess.
Oh man, we partied like rock stars. Christmas is over. I've got this mess, and now I've got New Year's to look forward to. Right? Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Are you making fun of my bassoon?
Can you bassoon at midnight?
I can bassoon any time of day.
So, in case our listeners, viewers, whatever we call these folks, aren't watching or are watching, I think we're about ready to talk about New Year's Eve.
We are. And you're not going to have a party till you clean up that mess behind you, but we'll talk about it.
Roomba. I'm going to turn my Roomba loose on that room.
Your Roomba's going to choke on that room.
Yeah, really.
Well, okay. Let's talk about New Year's Eve. Let's talk about New Year's Eve of yore. Let's talk about those creepy Victorians who sent those weird Christmas cards we showed last time.
I don't get the whole Victorian thing because it's always something dark, right?
Yeah. Well, their New Year's cards weren't much better. But they
Why? Tell me about it.
Well, they had drinking moons, kissing bottles, and a frolicking beetle, among other things.
I've kissed a few bottles, but I've never watched the moon drink. Now, I've drunk while I watched the moon.
Have you ever frolicked with a beetle?
Or a beagle. I've neither frolicked with a beagle, a beetle, or a bagel. Frolicking isn't something I've ever probably done.
Oh, okay. Well, I can tell you that frolicking was not something that Joseph Weber did in Avon Lake back in 1931.
Joseph Weber, like Weber Road Weber?
Exactly like Weber Road.
Wow.
Yeah.
What happened?
Well, 1931, we're talking about the Prohibition era, right? Here we go again, Avon Lake, it's all
drinking. It's all about the booze.
Yes. So in 1928, Joseph Weber had been arrested for an alcohol offense, possession of alcohol. And he was called into court and he was assessed a $400 fine and court costs.
Wow, that's like 2 new Model A's. I mean, $400 is a lot of money.
A lot of money. So whatever he was up to, it was big time. It wasn't just little penny ante stuff. It was serious business. So he did, what a prudent business person would do. He filed an appeal.
Yeah.
And then he kind of forgot about his appeal for 2 years.
Yeah. So that means he's on the lam, right? He's like,
yeah, well, that must have come to him at some point because, after 2 years after that court appearance, he moved out of Avon Lake and into Cleveland. But remember Marshal Paul McCampbell? I think we talked about him.
Yeah, gun toting, heel digging, I'll shoot you for smiling, Sheriff Paul McCampbell.
Well, he got wind of Weber's whereabouts. He went after him. He got a warrant for his arrest, and he brought him back just in time to spend New Year's Day.
Put him in jail again.
So, doesn't that make you kind of wonder what was up between McCampbell and Weber? There's a back.
Yeah, it sounds to me like there's a little bit of a score to settle kind of a thing going on, right?
I think
seems like there's some skullduggery going on.
Yeah. I think there was some kind of a motive there, that's for sure. But a day in jail on the first day of the new year, I think I'd almost take that over the party that was sponsored by the Women's Christian Temperance Union in January of 1931 at the Home for the Aged.
So they weren't doing any,
No, but I'll tell you what they were doing because I've got the agenda right here. So here was the agenda for the Women's Christian Temperance Union Party. First of all, you do remember who they were, right? That organization.
Oh, yes. That was Carrie Nation and
pretty much spearheaded the drive for prohibition. Mm-hmm. So here's their program, okay? Entertainment consisted of 2 readings, Are you asleep yet?
Oh God. Oh, wait a minute, wait a minute. Did they have to watch our videos? That may have been part of that.
Well, after the two readings, there was a piano duet, followed by another reading, and then another duet, and then two stories, and then they all sang happy birthday to an 89-year-old resident, probably to keep her awake at that point in time.
And then the Chippendales showed up.
Nope. Nope. There was another reading. The title of that was, are you ready? The Martyred Mother,
Oh gosh.
followed by We're Not Done, an inspiring talk.
What happened to all? Aren't the readings supposed to be inspiring or?
Evidently not, because the conclusion of the program was the inspiring reading. So there you have it. Nothing says Happy New Year like a party hosted by the Women's Christian Temperance Union.
Oh man. Now I know why Weber was in jail. He wanted to save himself from having to go to the Women's Christian party.
Well, I don't know about you, but personally, I would need a whole lot of wine to sit through that New Year's party. Well, but I would much rather have attended the New Year's Eve party at the Avon Lake Tavern. Because
Oh
in
yeah, that's the old.
1933
That was once. And once it was Avon Lake Tavern, then it became Spanix.
Yeah, and it
Yep.
was at let's see, Stop 65,
Yes, ma'am.
and they said, "Come to Stop 65 east of the power plant, and enjoy yourself for New Year's Eve with music by none other than the Cocoa Nuts." Go dance to the Cocoa Nuts. So, dancing to the Cocoa Nuts was not your thing. You had other options available. For example, you could have been a part of the Just on Time Club gathering in 1933, where the diversions were cards.
Like playing cards.
Yeah. And the newspapers would report this as diversions. I'm not sure what you needed to be diverted from that you had to play cards, but
This is where the Chippendales showed up. No.
no, but that would have been a diversion, I'm quite sure. So if you didn't want to do that, there's always the pioneer dance. You could have gone to the pioneer dance.
See, I think that'd be a great idea.
Pioneer dance?
Yeah, to go back and have some kind of a recreation of, the moon drinking booze and a couple of readings and then breaking out into a pioneer dance. Then we could all run over to the jail and bust Weber out.
I might be entertained by those readings if you had a couple of those beers first and then did the readings. Could be good entertainment. I don't know.
Oh,
Well,
man, I don't know.
But finally, there was good cause to celebrate on New Year's Eve because on December 5th, 1933, 3 states voted to repeal prohibition. And that was the beginning of the end, because that put into motion the ratification of the 21st Amendment. Can you imagine the New Year's Eve parties in January 1934?
Oh, man.
Prohibition was repealed, then there really was good cause to frolic.
Frolic. Back to Frolic.
Yeah, and there were opportunities. Just pick up your newspaper and there you go. There's an ad. Oh, look, an ad for a New Year's Eve frolic. You got to go.
Is frolic a legal term now, or is that something, is frolicking frowned on?
I don't know, because I don't hear anybody talk about frolicking anymore. Do you?
I would love for us to go back to a time when we used terms like frolic. Those times when the language is more formal, and it's so not that now. I mean, I listen to sportscasters invent words on the fly, and I wonder whose dictionary they got it from.
They're making their own. But
Yep.
nothing says frolic like a confetti ball. So for New Year's Eve, here in Avon Lake, if you wanted to, you could go to a confetti ball. I'm not sure what that is, but you could have gone.
What's a confetti ball?
I do not know.
Well, I can imagine in my mind's eye one of those big mirrored balls turning in the ceiling, and people dressed in the high society garb, the more
I thought you were going to say disco clothes.
No, no, no. No, that'd be different. You see John Travolta, we are going to frolicking at the confetti ball.
Well, at the confetti ball, there was musical entertainment because the Biltz Orchestra played. And Biltz, that's a name you hear.
That's a familiar name.
Yeah, that's a long time name.
Well, that Guy Lombardo, legendary Guy Lombardo on the Royal Canadians, started their career here. And I used to think it was just legend, but I've tracked it down enough to know, though, it's fact. That Guy Lombardo once rented a house on North Point, played at the old Lake Road Inn, and soon became, not too much longer, the famous band of New Year's. Every year, Guy Lombardo and the Royal Canadians would play, Auld Lang Syne.
Yeah. Well, I hope you don't think that's the opening to play Auld Lang Syne on your kazoo, because I'll tell you what, this greeting card right here, I think it sums it all up. A mutant potato with an umbrella wishing everyone a happy new year.
And that's something else you can never have enough of, right? Mutant potatoes. Well, again, Sherry, you have mesmerized me with this useless history of Avon Lake. And I'm looking forward to seeing you again in the new year, 2021. And until then, episode 27 is now closing the back door. This is Tony and Sherry
Spencer.
Saying goodbye, and we'll see you next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Happy New Year, everybody. A very happy New Year.